I wasn't really good at math, but I was still tutoring math, but it was a lesson math, so I had to worry about getting them the wrong answer, so that was good. But the thing was is that while I was tutoring, there was another young lady that was tutoring. And she said, you work really good with the kids. I said, yeah, I like doing that, but I really like doing like English, like writing. She said, oh, really? I said, yeah. She said, well, guess what? She said, I know some things about, writing too. I was like, oh, cool. I was like, oh. So she said, well, tell me something. What do you want to do? I said, what I really want to do is work at the White House. She said, really? I said, yeah. She said, guess what? What? I work at the White House. I was like, really? She said, yeah, I work over there. I work there every day. She said, what do you want to do? Well, I want to work in somewhere I can get a chance to write. Really, I just want to get some experience. She said, really? Send me your resume. I said, well, I've sent my resume. She said, no. You need to go and talk to this. I'm going to tell you what. When you write your resume out, put this person's name on it, put it to their attention, put my name on it, put it to my attention, and then send it in. You see how just that little bit of information? See, obviously, you wouldn't know who are these contacts. You just know to send it somewhere. But once I found that information out, that accelerated everything. Now, I have been asking other people. You could ask people, spiritual family. If they don't know this, that couldn't help me. You see what I'm saying? It's not that anything else was bad. It's just I needed a little bit in that area. So the things that you want to find out that you need, you got to start thinking, okay, where can I get some help in these areas? We've talked about some things with financial, professional, even some with family, and spiritual. But you need, as you get to what you're called to do, your vision, your purpose, you got to start finding some of those folks, finding some of those people. And this, like I said, this is the one. There's 7 thoughts that I wanted to go over real quick in mentoring, because there's about 7 that I feel that you really need to know. This is the first one. These 4 areas. These are really critical for you to have. Spiritual, you got to have that. Family, you really need that as well, because you're going to, at some point in time, you're going to want to raise a family. You can get that from home. A lot of times you can just watch your parents the way they deal with you, or deal with your brothers and sisters, deal with their husbands and wives, and you understand, you can look and say, wow, okay, this is how I'm supposed to act in those situations, if it's a good thing. Hopefully it is. Or even if it's a bad thing, you can learn from bad too. But the important thing is you find those areas. Number 2, second part of this I wanted to mention, it's all about you. And you see it right here. It says mentoring is more about the one being mentored rather than the mentor themselves. Sometimes the hardest question to answer is, what do I want? Somebody is going to come to you and they're going to see the potential in you. And they're going to say, Megan, I see you got a lot of leadership potential. You seem to have a good head on your shoulder. What do you want to do? That is a question that is the key to open up your whole future. This is why that other part said goals and purpose. If you know your goals that are leading to your purpose, when somebody asks you that question, and they will ask you that question. I think I've asked some of y'all that question at some point in time. I know I've asked one of y'all that question. You need to be ready to answer it. But the only way you can answer it is if you know what you want to do. And most people, I guarantee, if I go ask 90% of the people, even in this other places, if I ask them that question, they won't know. They'll be like, him and Han. Yeah, well, I think I want to be. And the way you ask the question refines the person's thinking to be able to answer it. She said, what do you want to do? I want to be a writer. I want to work in the White House. Just right there, just narrowed everything down. Because now she knows what. Now I'm going to tell you your purpose. We're going to get into that later on. Not this class, but we're going to get into purpose. And I'm going to show you how to refine that thing so tight that when somebody asks you this question, it will regurgitate out of your mouth just naturally. You'll naturally be saying, this is what I want to do. Some of you may already have that. Like I said, we'll try to help you refine it even further, because the more you answer these little 4 words are your future. They're the key to your future. And when you can answer those, it unlocks the whole world for you. Believe me, it does. Just some quick notes I want to go real quick here. People are willing to share with you if you ask. Therefore, knowing the right questions to ask is like knowing the combination to a lock. That's kind of self-explanatory. We went over that. And I will give you these notes. You don't have to write all these notes verbatim. I can give them to you if you want to. Be picky about who mentors you. Interview them like you're interviewing somebody for a job. Anybody here been interviewed for a job? They pry into your life, don't they? They're going to ask you questions later on like this. What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? I hate those questions. Boy, I hate those questions. What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? What do you do well? What do you not do well? Yeah, okay. You need to interview the people who say they want to help you. You need to, when somebody comes up to you and they say, I can help you do something, okay. Because your future is so precious. Your vision you have is so precious and so personal. God gave it directly to you. He didn't give it to nobody else. So you got to protect that. And that means there's some avenues somebody has to go to get through to you. In other words, when you go to an interview, when you guys get older, you'll go to interviews. You go to the first interview. The first interview is more or less informational. They want to just see how you act. Then they're going to invite you to a second interview. You'll meet the managers and the people you would be working with. The third interview is when they offer you the job. So you need to treat your mentors the same way because they're going to be working for you. I'll explain that in a second here. They're going to be working for you. They're going to be helping you. There's an exchange going on here. And so when that happens, you start them off. Hey, okay, yeah, you're interested in helping? All right, well, what do you do? What do you know? What's going on? Okay, let me take them to the next level. Well, here's what I'm thinking I want to do in my life. Here's what I want to do. Okay, all right, and then you get to the third part when you see there's some gel in there, you see some things going. You say, hey, well, do you mind mentoring me and helping me with what I'm trying to do? You see what I'm saying? But don't just because somebody says they know something, you just jump right on. Oh, yeah. Because you know what you know what we call those in the work world? Anybody want to guess what we call them kind of folks? They just jump all over. They see somebody that knows some things, and they just kind of, I'll give you a hint. Kiss-ups. You don't want to be a kiss-up. You want to work for their respect, and you want them to work for yours. And you don't want to be, I see too many people doing that, trying to cut corners and be backstabbish and all this other kind of, you don't need to do all that. You know your purpose, you know your goals. Now you can filter this thing out and know exactly what you want to get done. You can get exactly where you need to be.
I'm sorry. How long are you going to be?
About 40 minutes. 30 minutes. Number 3, know what you want to be and willing to ask for it by getting a mentor. And like I said, that's kind of self-explanatory what I said before. Should be based on your purpose and your goals. To find a mentor, you must have a vision of what your goals are. You got to know what you guys want to do. So when they ask you the question, what do you want to do? It's answered. It should come right out of your mouth. Shouldn't even be a problem for you. Number 4, it says here, bees are attracted to honey. When it comes to getting a mentor, understand bees are attracted to honey, and this is what that means. If someone sees you trying to do something worthwhile, they will want to be an equity partner in it. What that means is if somebody sees you with some momentum, they see you doing stuff. You ever want people to follow you in doing something as a leader? You want other people to follow you as a leader? Show yourself moving forward, taking ground, if you will. Show yourself, I've always got a plan. I've always got something I'm working towards. People will recognize your momentum and they will naturally be attracted to it. It won't take them, it will not take long at all, believe me. You'll start attracting people simply by what you're doing. And I put this as an example. President Obama, when he first began his campaign, nobody knew who he was. Nobody really followed him. But as he started winning, as he started doing, he didn't even have any money. He started winning, people started giving money. He started winning more, people started volunteering. He started winning more, people started willingly going out and speaking for him. He started winning again, people started interviewing him, doing these articles on the site. You see how momentum attracts people. So as you're going along and you're getting higher and higher in the things you want to do, you're graduating from college, you got your first job, you're getting involved in organizations that can help you, whether it be sororities and fraternities or whatever it is you want to do, civic organizations, you're getting involved. People see you're a go-getter. They will naturally be attracted to you. They'll want to come and be a part of, they'll even, again, what are you doing? What are you doing? What do you want to do? They want to be a part of this because they see this as something they can invest in. People want to be proud of saying they're associated with you. They simply want to be proud of it. So that's something you want to do there. Number 5, these are the be willings, I call this. These are the 5 things you need to do when somebody says they want to invest in you. You've interviewed them in a sense. You've gotten them to that part where you say, okay, this is somebody I want to be my mentor. You say, be willing to invest in something your mentor likes. I knew that young lady after we talked, she obviously liked it when you were working with kids. We were involved in the same things. There was a kinship, a likeness, if you will, with that. So be willing to find out